And we welcome you into the Pride Pregame Show on the Greensboro College Sports Network, getting ready for men's lacrosse here today at Pride Field as they take on Brevard in a USA South matchup. Taking a look at where these two teams have been coming into today's game. Obviously, you look at Greensboro, 7-1 on the year. They're fresh off of their first conference win of the season, 23-5 over LaGrange on the road this past Saturday. Brevard, it's been tough sledding for the Tornadoes this year. 0-9, 0-1 in conference play. That was a 22-2 loss against Methodist a couple of weeks ago. Last time out, they fell to Hiram in a non-conference matchup on the road, 11-9. But you look at this Tornadoes team, and obviously, you can point out the numbers and the fact this team gives up a lot of goals and they're struggling in some categories, but there are still some scoring threats on this team. Gage Kayat with 18 goals leading the team. Joseph Piazza with 14. Even Colin Eifler with 8. So you look at some of these guys, and you certainly don't want to see them get hot. Speaking of hot, it is freezing cold here today. So when we talk about somebody heating up, we mean in statistics and in gameplay only, and nothing to do with the temperature today. But anyways, Kayat coming off of a hat trick against Hiram. He had 4 points in that game. Also scored 4 goals against Mount Vernon Nazarene earlier this year as well. So I think obviously if you're Brevard, you lean on those couple of guys up at the top and then hope that somebody else can pick things up offensively as well. If you're Greensboro, obviously it's kind of your quote-unquote core four right now. You talk about the guys that have carried this team offensively. Obviously, you look at Justin Berry, you look at Seth Woods, Alex Mattoon has been really good for Greensboro this year as well. Chaz Gilroy's come on, DiMaggio Wilson. And one of the big things for Greensboro this year that I think has been so helpful and instrumental to this team starting 7-1 is the fact that you look at the last couple of years, it was 2 or 3 guys that were the scoring threats. But all of a sudden, it's 5, sometimes 6, sometimes 7 different guys offensively who are contributing as far as scoring goals go. And the big thing that I think attributes to that, or that can be pointed to, is the fact that they're pretty unselfish. You look at the guys who are leading the team in scoring, and they're also racking up the assists too. You look at Justin Berry, 32 goals, second most on the team. He's got 25 assists. Seth Woods, 33 goals. He's got 12 assists too. Mattoon and Gilroy, both double-digit goal scorers, both double digits in assists as well. So I think the thing is that obviously there is talent offensively for Greensboro College. You know that they're going to come in and the guys are going to go in and get their goals. But I think the big thing is if you don't have a line, if you don't have a lane or an opportunity to score yourself, you've got a teammate that is in position, and B, unselfish enough to take advantage of that. And it certainly doesn't hurt when you've got one of the best goalkeepers in all of Division III in Braden Mitchell. And certainly we'll talk about his numbers as the afternoon goes on as well. So just everything that has gone, could go right for Greensboro so far this year has. A tough loss in non-conference action against Bridgewater, their only loss of the year, a 9-8 game. The Pride played really well in that one, but since then they have won 3 in a row. 11-9 the last time they were home against Marymount, 10-8 against McDaniel, and then 23-5 a couple of days ago on the road against LaGrange. So for Greensboro right now, everything's seemingly coming up aces, if you will, for the Pride. And we're going to hear from Coach Nate Bates about that now. We talked to him a few days ago. This is prior to the LaGrange game, so does not include the most recent game. Stephen Whitenhouse, our Director of Sports Information, had a chance to talk with Coach Bates, and here is their conversation from just a couple of days ago.
Hi, Pride Nation. We are here with men's lacrosse coach Nate Bates. Nate, just wanted to chat with you. Getting through this men's lacrosse season, it has been a heck of a start for you guys. 6-1. You've got some really big wins, recently against Marymount and McDaniel. First of all, just talk about how the season's gone so far. I mean, you guys have had a lot return. from last year's team, but you also were able to add some key transfers as well. Mm-hmm. Just tell us, how the season's gone and then kind of, how that chemistry has been built too.
I mean, if you'd have told me we'd be 6-1, I would probably have said no. I think we knew we had the talent. It was it all going to gel, the way it has. Seth Woods, transferred in January, and he's been a huge addition. Ranks in the top 10 in the country in scoring right now. Like, that was something we just hoped we'd get good production out of him. We didn't expect that. But he's on a tear and doing a great job, and he's fit right into the offense seamlessly almost. And he and JB, Alex Mattoon, DiMaggio, Chet, like, they just have Specken, like, they all just have really good chemistry, those guys. And so that's been really fun to coach and fun to watch. But Braden Mitchell he's been just an awesome addition. So to get him, out of the portal and, with his D2 background, he just brings an extra level of, preparedness and gamesmanship to what we do. And just really proud of him and how he's taken charge, and with Hayden coming back, had been a starter last year, Hayden Hansen, it was kind of up in the air as to who's going to, be the guy. Hayden's got some knee injuries, and so that's allowed Braden to step into that role. And so, but they support each other to do a good job. And so it's been fun. And then, Colin Burns having a great year. Q's doing a great job at the face-off X. So it's been kind of a complete unit for the first time in a while. And so just excited, and they're fun to watch, fun to coach.
So I remember last year, we talked in your preseason interview before last season, and you said, look, this is a young team. We're going to play some tough competition to, prepare us and help us, going forward. What have you seen from the returners, from last year to this year, just the growth that they've had? Because, we talked about those transfers, which have been huge, but, you could just go down the list of returners who have had a huge impact. Tell us the growth that you've seen from last year to this year with some of those returners.
Well, we start in the offensive midfield, like with Chaz Gilroy and Alex Specken. Both of them, as a junior and a senior now, but last year was their first real year as full-time starters. And so just getting those games under their belt, playing those minutes, has really proven to be huge this year when they carry so much of the load and take so many of the runs in the games. And so those two guys have done a great job. They know they've kind of found their niche and know what that is. And so they know where they can be successful and how to get to the spots that make them successful. Quentin coming in last year as a green, very, very green freshman, having played football last fall as well. And had a good freshman year, about middle of the year when he woke up and got, his feet under him. And this year he's just started off, right where he left off last year. And so he's done a great job as a second-year starter. You go into the defensive midfield with Guy Gallardi and Will Palethorpe, just taking the bulk of the runs this year. And those two guys last year were splitting time the year before, but getting a lot of minutes. And so this year now, it's comfortable back there. You had Riley Taff and Colin Byrne last year were both first-time starters. Now as juniors, they're second-year starters, and those minutes are huge. John Banzer played a lot last year as a freshman, playing a lot this year as a sophomore. And so it's just, last year was that growing up year, and some of those struggles a year ago, are paying off now. And so, just really proud of their work ethic and coming to get better and their desire to get better. And so that's been kind of the catalyst. It's just guys, just yes sir, no sir, blue collar, ready to go. So
absolutely. One thing we talked about off camera a little bit is your coaching staff. Talk about, what Coach Frone and Coach Sizemore bring to this program. Obviously, Coach Frone's been here for a while. This is Coach Sizemore's first season. Talk about, the coaching staff and kind of what they've meant to this season too.
Well, Zach Frone and I have been together for a long time, and going back a decade or more, and that's a guy that played here, went and cut his teeth coaching some other places at the high school and college level, and just brings a lot of experience. And he and I are at the point where it's somewhat of an old married couple. Like we don't even really have to talk. We're both already thinking the same thing. And so it's seamless, the two of us. And so that's awesome to have a guy that I can, put 100% of my trust in, and we're on the same page. And the guys, we don't miss a beat on anything. And so he's just a huge, huge asset. Drew, first year coach and right out of college, and was unsure like how much, kind of holding the hand and guiding that we'd have to do. But I'll tell you, like he's jumped in with both feet. He's got a great mind for the game. The game is not too fast for him. He sees adjustments and changes that need to be made in game, and he's just very dialed into what's going on. And the guys love playing for him. They're in his office all the time watching film, breaking down stuff, talking about drills, how to get better, things like that. So he's been a fantastic addition, and he's doing a great job in recruiting. So really, really happy with what Drew's bringing to the table. And then for the first time, we have a goalie coach in Reese Vaughn, who is quite a celebrated goalie from the Triad area, and he's doing a great job to work with Mitch and Colin and Daniel and Hayden, and just kind of keep them on pace and taking some strides and getting better. So it's nice to have a goalie coach that can just put eyes on that one position and just, send feedback.
Absolutely. Well, we'll kind of end with this. We're about halfway through the season. You guys have conference play coming up, beginning this week. What do you want to see from your team going forward? Obviously, it's been a great start. There's been a lot of good things. But what are you looking forward to as we get into conference play? Where are you looking to see the team grow?
It's really continue what we're doing. We've just had a huge game from DiMaggio Wilson. Like he carries so much of the load of what we do in transition and up and down the field, and just really happy with him. But it's guys continuing to up that game. DiMaggio is one of those guys that gets everybody grounded and focused, and it's leaning on guys like that are older, mature, and get it, to kind of continue pushing us. JB does a good job of that. Seth gets it, bringing Cedric Crenshaw from football as a 4-year starter from football, and he's helping out, carrying a good load on the defense. Chris Zaire's back for year 5 or for year 4 rather, but and just giving us some seniority back there. So it's nice to have this older group of guys to kind of keep pushing forward, and there's always a sense of urgency with those those old heads of wanting to, go out on a high note. And so that's where I think, it'll help us going into conference on Saturday at LaGrange and moving forward. But just want to continue to see them keep pushing, stay focused on the big picture. And, I tell them there's 3 seasons every year. There's non-conference, conference, and then playoffs. And so we're getting ready to enter season 2, and got a lot of gas in the tank and excited for where we go.
Awesome. Well, Coach, thank you so much. Good luck as we go into conference play this weekend. Greensboro will play LaGrange on Saturday as they get into the heart of their conference season coming up.
Well, the sun is going down, the temperature is dropping, the lights are on, and Greensboro College hoping to continue what has been a program on the rise here this year. They are 7-1, 1-0 in conference play, taking on 0-9 Brevard here today on the Greensboro College Sports Network. Hello, everyone. Kendrick Fruits here with you as we get set for USA South men's lacrosse. Greensboro today wearing the green jerseys, the black jerseys for Brevard. And the opening face-off, a scrum that is scooped up by Brevard there for a moment. Let's take a look at the starting lineups really quickly for the Tornadoes. Roderick Frazier Jr., Gage Kayat, Caleb Melton, Colin Eifler, Joseph Piazza, Devian Anderson, Jamison Murray, Calvin Rivers, Max Dorman, Braden Perez, Logan Southern. Again, we talked about it, where Kayat, the leading scorer, 18 goals this year, Piazza with 14. Goalkeeper Jamison Murray, we'll introduce you to him as Greensboro will work things around the crease right now. Woods gives this back over to Gilroy, and Barry slings that one. It's going to go wide, maybe deflected out in front, and goes out of bounds. Jamison Murray this year is 0-9, save percentage 47%, Goals against average 19.11. Pass there from Wilson intended for Gilroy goes out of bounds. It'll be a turnover for Greensboro. Their lineup today: Will Palethorpe, Quentin Solomon, Alex Mattoon, Colin Byrne, Cedric Crenshaw, Christopher Zier, Braden Mitchell, Riley Taft, Seth Woods, and Justin Berry. Brevard in the attacking zone now. This is Frazier working to the goalkeeper's right. Up to Eifler now. Eifler backs out towards midfield. He's being watched there by Colin Byrne. Now to the right-hand side, slings this one, tries to go back behind the crease, and that pass falls out of bounds. Piazza, the intended target there. For Greensboro, Braden Mitchell this year, 69% save percentage. Goals against average 6.78. We'll talk about how good that is, not just in the USA South, but in all of Division III as the afternoon goes on. Woods goes back behind GLE. That's Mattoon. Mattoon now to Berry. Said it in the pregame show, Berry second on the team with 32 goals, 33 for Seth Woods. DiMaggio Wilson gives it out to Woods, now to Gilroy. Gilroy's had a couple of good offensive performances recently. Mattoon back out to Wilson. Wilson drops the pass, now sends it over to Woods. 30 seconds left on the shot clock. Berry trying to work his way up top, looking for a lane, instead looking for an open teammate now. Gilroy scoops it up, being hacked at there by Dorman. Back behind GLE, now sends it back out to Mattoon. Up top to Berry, 15 seconds on the shot clock. Berry for Wilson. Wilson looking for a lane, still looking, he's being bothered there. There's a flag. 6 seconds, now to Berry. Berry's got to get a shot off, slings it low, that's blocked out in front by Murray. And a stoppage going to be coming here. A penalty coming against Brevard. Braden Perez, a slash. So we are about 3 minutes in, still no score here at Pride Field. Sun starting to work its way below the tree line. Currently 41 degrees, feels like 33. It'll be in the mid to low 30s by the time we say goodnight this evening. Wilson slings this one in and scores. DiMaggio Wilson just over the shoulder of Murray, and Greensboro draws first blood, 1-0. So for DiMaggio Wilson, that is his 16th goal of the year. That is fourth most on the team. Goal coming with 11:48 to go in the first quarter. Quentin Solomon at face-off X for Greensboro against Logan Southern. Greensboro comes away with the face-off win. It's Byrne. Byrne gets around Southern, being hacked there by Piazza. Long pass down to GLE. Greensboro on the run. Mattoon tries to get around the back line of defense for Brevard. Right in around the crease, it's Woods, now back up top. Palethorpe and Gilroy. Now DiMaggio Wilson. Wilson starts to run in towards the crease. Puts on the brakes, gives it to Berry. Justin Berry, 8 hat tricks in 8 games this year. Pass right out in front. There's a low shot by Gilroy, just wide. Chaz Gilroy about sending Murray down to the ground. That one just missing the far post. Greensboro maintains possession, under 30 seconds left in the shot clock. Mattoon to Berry. Berry whips one, and that's blocked and sent out of bounds. off of Devin Domes. Eighth all-time matchup between these two. Greensboro is 5-2 in the previous 7. 15 seconds left on the shot clock. Wilson charging in the crease, slings, that one goes wide. 6 seconds, 5 seconds. And Greensboro's going to really have to hurry. 4, 3, 2, and that one just lobbed and sent back. Greensboro will send the defense back out onto the field. Let's see Gilroy running out. Or running off, rather. So too Alex Specken. Pride makes some substitutions. Coming up on 5 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Greensboro leads 1-0 on DiMaggio Wilson's 16th goal of the year. Jamison Murray looking for an outlet. Finally now, Tornadoes working their way across the middle. And a whistle and a turnover here. It's going to be Greensboro possession. Failure to advance the ball on the Tornadoes. Hear the wind in the microphone, I am sure. And another stoppage. Timeout taken by Greensboro. We'll take it with them. 9:44 to go first quarter. Pride lead 1-0 on the Greensboro College Sports Network. .944 to go in the first quarter. Pride lead at 1-0. Just burned a timeout here. Faceoffs go 2-2 to Greensboro right now. Quentin Solomon, one of the better faceoff men in the USA South this year. Solomon's faceoff percentage, 58%. For Logan Southern, who he's facing off against tonight, 41%. But Greensboro with possession right now. Gilroy to Barry. Barry thought about going low. Instead gives this one off. And a low goal for Greensboro. That was number 4, Alex Mattoon. Tough angle shot from the goalkeeper's left. And Alex Mattoon just off of GLE scores to make it 2-0 Pride. Mattoon's 29th of the year. Which, by the way, as that face-off is won by the Pride. For Alex Mattoon, a career high in goals. Greensboro looking to add to it now. 2-0 the score. Barry to Mattoon. Back to Barry. Starting to work our way down towards 8 minutes to go in the first quarter. Woods winding up, instead passing it to Barry. Back to Woods up top. Slings it to Wilson. Wilson surveys the scene. Back to Woods. Quick pass to Barry. Looking over the middle. Oh, had Gilroy in the middle of traffic. Couldn't connect, could Greensboro, and it's a turnover. Domes with it, racing behind 3 Greensboro defenders, and a spin move there to get away from Gilroy. But he needs help and doesn't have any. Wow, nifty footwork there from Domes, still looking for help, and finally that ball is dislodged by Specken and goes out of bounds. Greensboro possession. That was impressive by Devin Domes, working his way down the sideline with minimal help. Gilroy winding up. Now to Woods. Woods slings high over the crossbar and goes out of bounds. Only other game today, Pfeiffer winning a non-conference match against Illinois Wesleyan. 12-10 the final score. Greensboro travels to Meisenheimer to take on Pfeiffer on Saturday. In fact, pretty much half of the campus of Greensboro College will be there. Baseball plays at Pfeiffer. Women's lacrosse also plays at Pfeiffer. Here's a shot by Wilson, misses wide, going out of bounds towards the corner. And Greensboro will keep possession, 32 seconds left on the shot clock. Here's Barry. Barry up top to Woods. Woods slings this one and scores. Murray stuck out a leg, but Seth Woods sizzled it right past him. 7:17 to go in the first quarter, and Woods with his team high 34th goal of the year. Three 0 Pride midway through quarter number 1. Another face-off coming up here. Greensboro 3 for 3. That face-off X. Make it 4 for 4. Solomon scoops this one up. Solomon showing off that football speed now, the Greensboro running back. Slings this up ahead to Woods. Woods working around a check, now passing to Mattoon. Mattoon back behind the crease, now to Barry. Barry up top. That's DiMaggio Wilson, now back to Barry. Wilson again unleashes an absolute missile that misses wide of the cage. Out of bounds, 6:40 to go. Mattoon to Barry, up top to Woods. Now to Gilroy to Wilson. Greensboro content to work her way around right now. Close range look, that's knocked aside, taken away by the Tornadoes. That's number 23, Perez. Braden Perez, senior from Chesapeake, Virginia. Trying to work his way past midfield. Pass too strong and turned away. A turnover up ahead to Mattoon. Nice feed. There's a shot by Woods. Oh, good save by Murray. It's almost a juicy rebound right back to Woods. He overran it. Murray, a good play in the crease for Brevard. Now on the run the other way is Domes. Domes hacked there by Gilroy. And Brevard will burn a timeout. 5:56 to go first quarter. And Greensboro leads at 3-0 on the Greensboro College Sports Network. .56 to go first quarter. 3-0 Greensboro. They have outshot Brevard 13-0. Shots on goal 6-0, and goals, of course, 3-0. Should hand out a couple assists, by the way. 2 for Justin Berry, and 1 for Chaz Gilroy. 4 Barry, by the way. 16 assists away from creating a 3-way tie in third place. Brevard with possession. Kayat again leading the team, 18 goals. Passes this one up top looking for Eifler. Eifler bothered by a double team. Back to Kayat now. Tornadoes looking for their first shot of the game. That pass misses its mark. And a loose ball in the middle third will be Greensboro possession. Pride on the run. Pass over to Mattoon. He scores! Well, that's Mattoon's office right now, just off GLE to the goalkeeper's left. And Mattoon buries it just inside the post, his second of the game, and the Pride lead 4-0. Whistle here on the face-off. Now we're ready to go. Steele on the face-off for Greensboro. Comes away with the scrum with it. Steele on the run. Steele with the left-hand shot. Too strong. And that one goes out of bounds. Going back to get it Mattoon. A good look there for Steele. And a good scoring opportunity, too. Just didn't have the finish. He's got the Greensboro bench energized. That pass over the top. Here's Wilson. Wilson had that one blocked out in front. And Gilroy, though, picks up the rebound and scores. Gilroy's shot hit Anderson. Anderson kind of crouched over. It was a good block up in front, but the rebound came right to Gilroy, and he buried it. Chaz Gilroy makes it 5-0. On his 15th of the year. That comes with 5 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Greensboro, one of the more prolific offenses in the early going this season. 4 20-goal games already this year. First face-off that is won by Brevard today. But then a loose ball right at midfield. Possession maintained by the Tornadoes. Now taken away. There's a penalty. It may be Steele. Actually, no, it looks like they're going to get Quentin Solomon. Cross-check on Solomon. So Greensboro down a man for a minute. 4:46 to go first quarter. So we'll see what the Tornadoes do man up. In these situations this year, Brevard has 7 man-up goals this year, 40 power play opportunities, and 7 goals. That one a save by Mitchell, his first test of the evening. When Greensboro plays man down, they have allowed 11 goals and 35 chances. .416 to go in quarter number 1. Piazza with it back behind the crease. Now sends it out to Kayat. Now in the crease, Eifler, or right in front of it. And Eifler finds the net back behind Mitchell. Tornadoes on the board. Eifler scores. That is Colin Eifler's 9th goal of the year, 3rd most on Brevard. Strong gusts of wind here starting to blow even some of our technical equipment around. Face-off kicked aside here by Hondo Garcia. Garcia scoops it up. Greensboro wins the face-off. Nice pass to Barry. Barry gives it to Mattoon. They give and go right back to Byrne. Byrne bounces that one over the crease and out of bounds. Over the end line, Colin Byrne just absolutely spiked that one into the turf. Greensboro keeps possession, though. Here's Barry. Penalty time over. That one going out of bounds. And will be Brevard possession. It's Perez. Perez passing over the middle for Frazier. Frazier in the middle of a Greensboro sandwich. And has it poked away from behind. Here's Barry. Barry surveying the scene. Slings this one over to Byrne. Byrne, nice pass to Mattoon. Mattoon goes high and scores. 3rd goal of the day for Mattoon. Does an Irish jig here on St. Patrick's Day. And it's 6-1 Pride. So Mattoon finds the pot of gold. Hat trick for Alex. That is his 7th of the year, the 15th of his career. Here with 3:09 to go first quarter. Face-off will be Southern and Solomon. Solomon trying to scoop that ground ball up, whiffs at it, but Palethorpe comes away with it. Palethorpe passes up ahead to Woods. Woods cutting between a couple defenders, goes close to the left, now works his way the other side, slings it around and scores. Seth Woods around the world there. Goes from the far side to the near side and just sneaks it in for his 2nd of the game, 35th of the season. 7-1 Greensboro with 2:47 remaining in the first. Greensboro has won 7 out of 8 faceoffs here in the first quarter. And Garcia overran that one, or Solomon rather overran that one. Finally scooping it up is Anderson for Brevard. Anderson in front of the Greensboro sideline. Knocked out of bounds. And Greensboro possession. Barry fenced in between the sideline and Dorman. Now Barry working his way to the middle of the field. He's got plenty of space now. And a whistle. Greensboro called for offsides. So Brevard will grab possession, 2:13 to go first quarter. Sprinting down the far side is Dorman. Dorman over the middle, there's Kayat. Kayat into the attacking zone for the Tornadoes. I mentioned the only other game today, Pfeiffer defeating Illinois Wesleyan. I'll give you a look at the standings here in a minute. Kayat pass over the middle. Was looking for Eifler, missed him, and now ground ball the other way. Here's Mattoon on the run, looking to pass, and instead decides to shoot it the last second. Mattoon full speed ahead over GLE and scores. Well, with every step Mattoon took, he was really starting to make the angle a little difficult for him. But he has lived on that really tight shot off the near post today. That is the fourth goal for Mattoon. It is 8-1 with 1:27 to go first quarter. Mattoon now with 32 goals this year. And with Barry having not scored yet, he has tied Justin for the second most. Whistle on the face-off. Greensboro called for an infraction. And it'll be Brevard possession. Piazza working into the attacking zone for the Tornadoes. Brevard trying to get one more on the board here before the first quarter comes to a close. It's been all pride here in the first 14 minutes. Pass to Eifler. Been the only one to find the back of the net for the Tornadoes today. Works his way around a couple defenders, fires low and wide, goes out of bounds. Scooped up by Piazza, and he'll begin things again. 56 seconds to go, 49 on the shot clock. So they will have to get a shot off here. Kayat going back behind the crease. Watched there by Riley Taff. Pass out to Piazza, he'll score. I don't know if there was a bit of a vision screen there out in front for Mitchell or what, but a good shot there. And a score for the Tornadoes to make it 8-2 with 33 seconds left. That was Joseph Piazza with his 15th of the year. Faceoffs go 7-2 for Greensboro. Solomon and Southern again. Southern is 2 of 9. Solomon is 5 of 6. And Solomon scoops this one up for Greensboro. Cutting between a couple of defenders. Now Quentin Solomon on the run. Solomon slings it. Oh, was going the far side to Woods. Woods had been standing put. And then as Solomon started barreling into the attacking zone, Woods went on the run. Solomon passed it to where Seth was and not to where he was going. That pass in, a casual pass, and taken away by Woods, or trying to, the scrum for a ground ball. And that scrum continuing back behind GLE and continuing to the end of the first quarter. A casual pass by Perez almost spelled trouble for the Tornadoes, but 15 minutes in the books, and Greensboro leads at 8-2 on the Greensboro College Sports Network. Start of the second quarter, Greensboro leading Brevard 8-2. 15 minutes in the books. Alex Mattoon, 4 goals for the Pride. Seth Woods with 2. 1 each for Gilroy and Wilson, leading goal scorers for Brevard. Eifler and Piazza both with 1 each. Shots go 21-4 to the Pride on goal 11-3. 5 assists for Greensboro, 2 for Berry, 1 for Woods, Byrne, and Gilroy. Face off to start the second quarter. Nobody's been able to scoop it up yet. Now looks like Greensboro may have a shot. Yep, it's going to be Palethorpe. Palethorpe slings this one back to Mitchell. Mitchell to Byrne, and Greensboro crosses midfield. That's Riley Taff. To Berry. Berry trying to go back behind the crease, looking for Mattoon. That goes out of bounds. Greensboro keeps possession, though. Mattoon right behind the crease. Looking, surveying. Now sends this out to Berry. Berry to Wilson. Back to Berry up top. Greensboro would love to get him in the goal-scoring column. Right now, though, he's done a good job playmaking, even if he's not really had an opportunity for any shots. There's one. It goes high. And over the inline, Justin Berry's 6th shot of the game. And here's a pass right up front. Here's Wilson now. Wilson slings this one. Good save by Murray. Murray even did it with the guy in his face. So good job. Did not have a lot of reaction time on that shot. Pass intended for Frazier. Missed his man, but Piazza was there to clean it up for the Tornadoes. Goes back behind GLE, being rid there by Zaire. Zaire trying to just keep Piazza away from the crease. And I'm going to say he got in there anyway, so a penalty, or rather in the crease there for Piazza. Turnover, Greensboro on the run. Here comes Gilroy. Gilroy passes far side, Mattoon. Mattoon gets around one, being hacked there on the far side. And loses it right off the far side of the crease, taken away by Murray. Turnover right in the mouth of the attacking zone. Here's Wilson. Wilson to Mattoon again. Quick pass there. DiMaggio Wilson. Greensboro goes left to right. And Alex Mattoon's 5th goal of the game. 33 on the year for Mattoon. Just 2 behind Seth Woods for the team lead of 35. 2 minutes gone in the second quarter. Face off. Southern had a chance, missed the scoop. Now hacking at Greensboro. The Pride come away with it. Byrne to Berry. Nice pass. Well, he had a streaking Palethorpe, but couldn't connect on it. Perez will scoop things up for the Tornadoes. Lobs it over the middle to Campbell. Campbell over to Frazier. Big check there as Cedric Crenshaw forces a turnover on Rivers. Crenshaw with it. He'll pass it at the line. Woods, that shot's blocked and goes out of bounds. Cedric Crenshaw, a nice dump off there to Seth Woods. Woods' shot was blocked, but Crenshaw got a roar of approval from his teammates on the sideline. Mattoon to Berry, shot score! Well, we said Greensboro needed to get Justin Berry in the score column. They do it. 10-2 your score. Berry connecting on his 33rd of the year. Again, talking about the fact that this guy, a senior this year, Justin Berry, and the entire USA South outside of Greensboro College will be thrilled when he is gone at the end of the year, because he has been nothing but dominant since putting on the green and white. Loose ball right in front of the crease, a score! Somebody just scooped it and slung it in. I'm not sure. I think it was Woods. Woods or Berry, somebody just scooped it off the carpet and just slung it in there. I don't think Mitchell was expecting it either. It is Woods, so Seth Woods with a hat trick here in the first half, his third of the game. It's 11-2 with 11:55 to go in the second quarter. Faceoffs go 11-2 in favor of the Pride. Another faceoff for the Pride. Ray wins this one. To Berry. Berry slings this one down to Mattoon. Mattoon quickly finds himself dealing with the double team. Passes back behind to Woods. Woods right out in front to Wilson. Wilson winds up. Now back to Mattoon. Far side. He's got it poked away. Wilson tried to pick up the loose ball. Instead, now hacking at it. Goes to the LSM. Anderson. Greensboro pokes it loose and comes away with it. Up ahead, long run for Taff. Taff underhand toss to Berry. 11:15 to go first quarter, or first half rather. Mattoon back to Berry. Pride lead by 9. Wilson surveys the scene. Sun is set. You still see a couple remnants of light over on the far side. Lights on here at Pride Field. Doing nothing for the temperature, though. A cold night here. Loose ball right on the far side of the crease. Greensboro didn't see it for a moment. Murray eventually comes away with it. Now slings far side. Had his man Kayat. Couldn't hang on to the pass cleanly, though, and Berry takes it away. Now Kayat pokes it away from Berry. Berry recovers. Pass right in front to Mattoon. He'll score again. Alex Mattoon just finding the right place and camping out right in front of the net. Berry finds him, and it's a 12-point game for the Pride. 12-2 your score. 10:16 remaining. I'm really going at it with the Irish-themed music here tonight at Pride Field, but you know, you talk about getting pinched if you forget to wear green. You'd think Greensboro by default would luck out and say, well, hey, that's one of our primary colors. We shouldn't have that problem. But believe it or not, as Steele with it now, slings it across to Woods, trying to go to Berry. That's taken away. But our director, Director of Sports Information, Stephen Weidenhouse, this morning showed up not wearing green. And I said, dude, that's one of our main colors. It's green, white, and black. Timeout taken here by Brevard. 9:48 to go. Greensboro leads at 12-2 on the Greensboro College Sports Network. 9:48 to go first half. Greensboro leads it 12-2. Look at some of the numbers so far. Shots go 29-4 to the Pride. Shots on goal 17-3. Pride led it 8-2 at the end of the first quarter. They have blanked Brevard in the second, 4-0, since the second quarter began. Tornadoes are running in on the crease. Now back behind GLE. That's Piazza. Piazza working around Zires. Zires played some good defense here today. That pass out in front. There's a shot. I don't know if Mitchell got a piece of it or if that one was just skipped over him. Give Kayat the shot and just say that it went high on the bounce. And Piazza ridden off there by Palethorpe. Palethorpe, though, is going to get called for a penalty. It's a push. "30 seconds for Palethorpe. Greensboro now 2 penalties for 30 seconds each. So man up here for half a minute for the Tornadoes, looking to make it again a single-digit deficit. Piazza slings it to Kayat back behind GLE. Now right out in front. Mitchell got turned around there a little bit in the crease for a moment. That pass out in front misses its target, and Mitchell ends up the recipient. Racing up the far sideline, putting on the speed there is Gallardi. Back behind the net now. Mattoon up top to Byrne. Byrne whips, and that one blocked out in front. I don't know that it got to Murray. Melton sends this one up ahead. And Campbell with possession tries to work around a double team. Can't do it. It's scooped up by Palethorpe. Tiptoeing down the sideline. Stays in bounds. Passes all the way across. And a little bit of confusion there between Barry and Taff as far as who was supposed to be on the receiving end of that pass. So Greensboro's lead is 9. This one right out in front. Good job there by Mitchell playing the passing lane. Taking that one away. Oh, almost a nifty spin move by Crenshaw. Lost the ball in the process, but right there to pick it up was his teammate Taff. Taff up ahead to Mattoon. Mattoon shoots and scores. Another for Mattoon, 7 today with 8:04 to go in the first half. Lucky number 7, luck of the Irish, whatever you want to call it. Everything working for Greensboro here today, and specifically Alex Mattoon. But how about Cedric Crenshaw? Put everybody on the spin cycle, lost the ball in the process, but fortunately for the Pride, went right to Taff. Mattoon is 1 goal away from tying his career high. Southern trying to scoop up that face-off. Greensboro, though, came away with it for a moment, lost it, and there's going to be a penalty coming here on Brevard. And things getting a little chippy on the far side. Quickly, teammates coming in to separate a black jersey and a green jersey. Penalty should be on the Tornadoes here. It's going to be on number 14, Anderson. So 32nd for Anderson, second penalty on the Tornadoes. We are, what, about 21 seconds away from midway through quarter number 2. Wilson to Woods. Greensboro working around the perimeter right now. Specken goes up top to Woods. Woods trying to get a little separation. Instead finds Wilson. Now across to Gilroy. Gilroy's shot goes wide. Greensboro will maintain here. Specken going back to grab it. To Woods. Woods thought about the give and go right back. Instead finds Gilroy. Now Wilson to Barry. Barry winds up. Shot saved by Murray. And the Tornadoes cover that ground ball. No, Greensboro did. Mattoon sends this one over to Gilroy. Penalty is over. It's Barry on the far side. Up top to Wilson. Under 7 minutes to go first half. Greensboro's lead is 11. Specken to Gilroy. To Barry. Back up top to Specken. Specken looking for a little bit of help. Finds Wilson. Wilson winding up. Now gives it off to Gilroy, now to Barry. 40 seconds on the shot clock. Barry whips this one across. Oh! Woods tried to go behind the back right in front of the crease. Somehow maintained possession. And did he score? I think he did. Another one for Seth Woods. That is his fourth. And Greensboro leads it 14-2. We're talking about the USA South standings. Take a look at them now. Pfeiffer 7-2 on the year, 2-0 in conference play. Solomon wins the face-off for Greensboro. He's dominant at face-off X today. Yeah, Pfeiffer 2-0. Greensboro is 1-0 on the year. 7-1 overall. Piedmont 2-1. And you got a trio of teams sitting at 1-1. Specken real quick, though. Back to Woods. Woods shot by Murray. Save. And Brevard clears. Now 1-1, Huntington Methodist and Southern Virginia. William Peace, Brevard 0-1. And LaGrange, who Greensboro saw on Saturday, is 0-2. 5:36 to go first half. Greensboro runs into the attacking zone. Fonselis to Barry. Now to Kyle Sandel. Sandel back to Barry. Barry thought about going low with a shot. Instead, will pass it across to Gilroy. Gilroy back up top to Sandel. Sandel lost it, and it's picked up by Brevard. Here comes Domes. He loses it right back. Sandel with it. Slings it to Barry. Barry works his way in, thought about whipping it in from the side. Now back to Gilroy. Gilroy shot just missing the target and going over the end line. Greensboro will continue possession. 70 seconds left on the shot clock. 4:45 to go in the first half. Woods gives this one out to Schwartzel, now back across to Gilroy, and now Barry. Barry back to Gilroy up top. Just to the far side of the crease. Now there's a shot and a score. Cedric Crenshaw whips it in. 15-2 Greensboro. Seth Woods, rather, I saw 12. It was 42. Seth Woods with his, what do we want to call that, his fifth of the game. .38 on the year now for Woods, which, by the way, is a career high. His high was 32 coming in to this season, and he's actually 2 goals away from a single game high as well. So certainly we'll be watching both Mattoon and Woods in that category. Loose ball out in front. Woods sends it back to Wilson. 4 minutes to go, first half. Speckin back to Wilson. And this is kind of what we were talking about in the pregame show, the fact that Greensboro has so many scoring options. And you talk about how Justin Berry has been the guy the last couple of years. Now he doesn't have to be, because you've got a lot of other options, and we've seen it today in Mattoon, in Woods. Gilroy's taking some good shots. Wilson, there's one. Close range and another for Seth Woods. Woods ends up on the ground, but we'll have another nonetheless. That is his 6th. And he is one away from tying a career high of 7 in a game, which he has done twice. 16-2, 3:28 to go until the break. Southern wins the faceoff for Brevard. Underhand toss to Anderson, misses the mark, goes out of bounds. Anderson the closest to it. Greensboro will scoop it up. That's going to be Schwartzel. To Gilroy. Back behind the crease, it's Woods. Woods slings that one again, a tough angled shot. It's going to go out of bounds. Berry's going to go chase it down. 3 minutes to go, first half. Greensboro's lead is 14. Berry dancing behind the crease, looking for Woods. Woods will sling this one, misses the cage wide to the near side, and Berry again gives chase. Berry gives this one back out top to Sandal, now to Fonsalis. Right now, Greensboro just content to play catch in a triangle far side. Berry now goes on the run, gives this one out, and Schwartzel's shot saved by Murray. Murray has made 9 saves. He has allowed 16 goals. Braden Mitchell's allowed 2 goals. He's made 1 save. Tornadoes have just 1 shot here in the second quarter. Gilroy with it for the Pride. Gives it to Woods. Woods, spin move. Goes back behind GLE, passes far side to Berry. Berry slings it to Palethorpe. Will Palethorpe gets in on the scoring. The senior connecting for his 3rd of the year. 17-2. And Palethorpe ties his career high with 3 goals in a season. Face-off scooped up by Solomon. Solomon just going straight ahead. Solomon shot, he scores! Solomon scooped up the ball after the face-off, and he was not to be stopped. He was just pointed straight ahead at the net. Nothing fancy, just here I am, stop me. And Murray couldn't, 18-2. Quentin Solomon's 2nd of the year. Steele scooping that one off from the face-off. Greensboro is now 18 of 21 on face-off opportunities. Steele throwing this one into traffic. That was Scott. And now goes out to Woods. Woods faked a pass to Berry. Now completes that pass. Berry swings and scores! Pride scoring at will here, second for Barry, 19-2. You talk about Mattoon being one away from a career high and Woods being one away from a career high. They may not get a ton of playing time in the second half. Opportunity to give other guys some chances. The face-off here, Hondo Garcia for the Pride against Southern. And Southern gets hacked as he overruns the ball. Hondo Garcia working hard there. Still nobody has scooped it up. Garcia now tries to reverse direction, whistle, and Greensboro with possession. This is sent out to Woods. Woods looking for a little separation, spin move. Now back behind GLE to Schwartzel, now to Wilson. Wilson winds up. Oh my goodness. That couldn't have missed the top of the net by a sheet of paper. That top post there probably sizzling after that ball from Wilson went by. There's Schwartzel now with it for the Pride. Now back out top to Wilson. Now to Schwartzel. Winds up. That shot tipped aside by Murray. Goes out of bounds. Barry picks it up. 55 seconds on the shot clock. That doesn't matter, though. 30 seconds left in the first half clock. Barry looking at his options. Tried to pass that one right out in front. Came right back to him, though. Barry looking right over the middle for Specken, who had crossed right in front of the goalkeeper, Murray. Shot went wide. Woods on the run. Woods passes out in front. There's a shot and a score. Alex Specken with his first of the game. And his 7th of the year. And Greensboro hits 20 before halftime. Season high for the Pride as far as goals are concerned. 27 against Averett. Face off won by Solomon. 3 seconds left. 2 seconds left. Solomon's going to let the clock wind down. We get to double zeros. And we're at halftime, 20-2, Greensboro's lead. All Pride here as we have hit the midway point on a cold and windy Tuesday evening. We'll step aside. We'll break down the first half a little bit later here on the Greensboro College Sports Network. Halftime at Pride Field, Greensboro College leading Brevard 20-2 at the break. Time to take a look at some of the first half numbers. Greensboro outshot the Tornadoes 49-5, 29-3 shots on goal, 14 assists for Greensboro, 2 for the Tornadoes. Ground balls go 36-12 to the Pride. Clears 6 per side. Greensboro 20 of 23 on faceoffs. Turnovers go 20-14. The Tornadoes committing the 20. Individually, Eifler and Piazza the goals for the Tornadoes. 2 assists for Kayet. And Murray in the goal allowed 20 and made 9 saves. For Greensboro, Alex Mattoon with 7 goals, Seth Woods with 6, 2 for Justin Berry, 1 each for Palethorpe Gilroy, Solomon, Wilson, and Specken. Assists go 4 to Berry, 3 to Woods, 2 each for Wilson and Gilroy, 1 for Mattoon, 1 for Byrne, and 1 for Riley Taff. In goal, Braden Mitchell has allowed 2 goals and made 1 save. And that all adds up to a 20-2 halftime lead here at Pride Field. We'll step aside as halftime continues on the Greensboro College Sports Network. Every college athlete has a story to tell, and at Greensboro College, we believe no one is better equipped to tell those stories than the athletes themselves. On the Getting to Know podcast, you'll hear the who, what, when, where, why, and how of each college athlete's journey to Greensboro and how they became a member of the Pride. We talk on and off the field, influences, hobbies, goals, and what it means to be a member of the Pride. It's all on the Getting to Know podcast on Spotify and YouTube.
You know, I just really felt like I was a person, you know, and they really cared about you, not only as like an athlete, but, you know, as an individual as well. And so that was one of the things that like led me here, honestly.
The Getting to Know podcast from Greensboro College Athletics. We are one Pride, and these are our stories. Again, one other game in the USA South today, a final score from Meisenheimer. Pfeiffer defeating Illinois Wesleyan 12-10. The final in that one tomorrow, Methodist at William Peace for conference action. Piedmont in a non-conference tilt against Oglethorpe. Southern Virginia is at Westminster tomorrow as well. Then on Thursday, FDU Florham is at William Peace. And then everybody back in the swing of conference play on Saturday with Greensboro at Pfeiffer, SVU at Huntington, William Peace at Brevard, and LaGrange at Methodist. As far as what's coming up for Greensboro College Athletics, not a ton coming up at home. In fact, today is just one of 2 home events of any kind over the next 10 days here for Greensboro College Athletics. Next action will be on Friday, the 20th. Men's golf traveling to Georgia for the Jekyll Island Collegiate. Softball will travel to Newport News to take on number 15 Christopher Newport for a doubleheader. Baseball begins a 3-game series at Pfeiffer. Then on Saturday, men's lacrosse at Pfeiffer, women's lacrosse at Pfeiffer, and baseball with a doubleheader at Pfeiffer, and then the Jekyll Island Invitational again continuing Saturday and Sunday. We'll step aside and second half action when we come back. Greensboro leading 20-2 on the Greensboro College Sports Network. Getting set for second half action here at Pride Field. Greensboro leading Brevard 20-2. Your score after 30 minutes. Second 30 about to get underway. Quentin Solomon at face-off X for the Pride, as he has been most of the night against Logan Southern. A change in goal for Greensboro. It's Hayden Hansen who will start the second half in goal for the Pride, as the opening faceoff taken by Steele and Greensboro on the run. Passed up ahead to Schwartzel. Back to Woods, now to Barry. That pass is knocked loose and scooped up there by Perez. So Tornadoes with off their first offensive possession of the second half. Piazza to Kayat. Kayat being bothered there by Taff. That pass to Piazza scooped it right up off of the bottom of the turf. And Brevard kind of slowing things down on offense right now. Defensively for Greensboro, that's Colin Henry getting in the way of the passing lane. Now back up top to Frazier. Back to Frazier. Thought he had the pass and didn't realize it had landed behind him, but he scoops it back up. Works around Byrne. Byrne tries to check and misses. Instead goes back to Domes now. Crenshaw keeping an eye on him. Now to Piazza near side. On the run. And poked out of bounds. Well, 2 minutes gone here in the second half. And the shot clock goes off. Greensboro with possession. They're jogging up ahead now to Crenshaw. Crenshaw tries to work his way around Domes. Crenshaw back behind GLE, gives it off to Woods. Seth Woods slings this one over to the far side. Whipping that one in. Schwartzel goes far and wide. Out of bounds, and Barry will go get it. 12:50 to go, third quarter. Seth Woods started driving from back behind the crease, then backed out. Now Greensboro passing around the perimeter. Gilroy to Mattoon. Mattoon to Barry. Barry looking for a little separation now. Now gives this one off to Woods. Woods slings it up top to Mattoon. Whiffed on the catch. He's got to go back out towards midfield and scoop it up. Now to DiMaggio Wilson. Wilson slings this one right along GLE. Now to Schwartzel. Schwartzel's shot is redirected and deflected out of bounds. 12 minutes to go, third quarter. It is cold. Temperatures now in the mid-30s. There's a shot just wide by Mattoon and out of bounds. 36 degrees. Woods looking, surveying the options, looking for Gilroy. Had him open, but missed on the pass, couldn't connect. And now it's Barry. Barry to Wilson. Back to Barry. Knocked loose out in front. Brevard fighting for it. Barry trying to box out a couple tornadoes. Much how like a big man in basketball boxes out on a rebound. Greensboro keeps possession, just 15 on the shot clock. Pride need to make something happen. Woods sends it out to Wilson. Wilson fires wide. 10 seconds left on the shot clock with 11:15 to go in the third quarter. Mattoon slings it to Barry. Barry winds up, shoots, and scores. An absolute missile from Barry. That is his third of the game, 21-2 in favor of the Pride. Face-off taken by Greensboro. Solomon scoops it up, goes on the run. Solomon working back to GLE, now sends it out to Barry. Barry directing traffic from the near side, goes back behind the goal to Woods. Woods jogging both directions, trying to keep Milton and company on their toes. Speckin to Schwartzel. Schwartzel slings wide out of bounds. 10:26 to play. Berry back behind the crease. 30 seconds left on the shot clock here in this possession. Berry can't find an opening now to Schwartzel. Schwartzel swings. Nice block there by Murray. High rebound back behind GLE. It's a foot race. That is won by the Tornadoes. No, Greensboro came out with it. There's Woods. Shoots and scores! Seth Woods ties his career high with his 7th goal of the game. That gives him 40 on the year. Seth Woods, the first Greensboro player to hit the 40 mark. It is 22-2. With under 10 minutes to go, third quarter. Greensboro has outscored Brevard now 2-0 since halftime. Players hacking away, trying to come away with the faceoff. It's going to be Solomon that just sneaks in there and scoops it up. Now to Woods, back behind the crease, now to Berry. Berry up top. Now back to Berry again. Goes all the way across to Schwartzel, now to Fonselis up top, who misses on that low pass. Had to go down and get it, couldn't come away with it, but Gilroy scoops it up. Mattoon and Woods both with 7 goals, Berry with 3, and then a whole host of others with 1. Fonselis to Schwartzel. Pass right in front to Gilroy. Right there, though, to pick it up is Steele. Steele just drops it into the net of Berry. Even when things go wrong for Greensboro, they work out okay. Berry tosses this underhand to Wilson. Shot clock to 21. Back to Berry. Berry right over the middle to Gilroy. Shot. Did he score? Yeah, he scored. Okay. A little bit of a subdued celebration there for a moment. I couldn't tell at first, but Chaz Gilroy scores his 2nd of the game. 23-2 with 8:36 to go. Justin Berry, another assist. Give him now 6 today. He is 1 away from his career high in assists. And in fact, is now has set a personal best for most assists in a season with 31. Solomon, underhand toss to Sandel. Kyle Sandel to Gilroy, back to Sandel, and now to Speckin. Greensboro on their way to an 8-1 mark. They've already hit the most wins in a season under head coach Nate Bates since he won 11 his first year here back in 2022. That shot by Sandel wide. They were an 11-win team that year. Certainly looked like they could be well on their way to that mark. Berry fires and scores. 4 goals for Berry, 24-2. Shots 35 on goal for the Pride. Total shots 60-6. 7:45 to go, third quarter. Face-offs 24-3 in favor of the Pride, although Southern comes away with this one for the Tornadoes. Southern, though, has it poked away, was trying to pass it. Hondo Garcia took it away. Now on the run is Henry. Colin Henry. Kind of a tough pass for Schwartzel to corral, and it's a turnover picked up by Dorman. Long run there for Dorman. First challenge there for Hansen. Hansen makes the save and a whistle back behind the play. And timeout for a injured player out in front of the crease in the attacking zone for the Tornadoes. So when they go take a look at him, we will step aside with 7:11 to go, third quarter. Greensboro leading at 24-2 on the Greensboro College Sports Network. Back in action here in the third quarter. Pass right through the middle. It's a foot race. There's nobody there to scoop it up. But finally coming away with it is Eifler. Hacking the ground ball just past midfield. Who comes away with it? Looks like Colin Henry does. Henry just into the attacking zone. And we'll pass it to Specken. Up top now to Byrne. Again, probably going to see a lot of your starters see less and less time here in the second half. Gilroy up top. He's got 2 goals now. Now to Woods. Woods with the quick give. And right in front, Sandel scores! Kyle Sandel gets in on the action. The junior from Rochester, New York, with his third of the year, came after scoring 2 goals against LaGrange on Saturday. And a career high 3 goals this year for Sandel. 25-2, under 6 minutes to go, third quarter. This is all, of course, a prelude to what's going to be a big matchup on Saturday. Collision on that face-off. It's going to be Brevard possession. Piazza with it. Piazza working around a double team. Kind of turned into a triple team. I don't know if that was intentional or not. Greensboro just had a bunch of guys in the way. Worked out for him, though. Riley Taft now keeping Piazza back behind GLE. Piazza slides down. Ball is loose back behind. Flags fly. Hansen scoops it up. Let's see who the penalty goes on. It's going to be Taft with a hold. In the first half, each team was penalized twice for a minute total. So now Greensboro, 3 penalties for a minute and a half. 5:20 to go, third quarter. So Greensboro again playing a man down. Piazza has possession. I thought Frazier did it first, but saw him pick something up off of the ground. Turned out it was his mouthpiece. Turnover. Colin Byrne goes the other way. Byrne slings it across to Woods. Woods, nice feed to Schwartzel. He'll score. Seth Woods, 7 goals, 5 assists, and Schwartzel, his first of the evening. And his second of the year. John Schwartzel, the freshman, second career goal, first goal here at home. And it is 26-2. Face-off will go to Greensboro as Southern, pancaked his opponent. Here's Wilson. Wilson's pass to Schwartzel goes wide. Swatting at it was Specken. 4:40 to go in the first, or in the third quarter, rather. There's a loose ball right behind the crease. There's nobody there. Quick pass out in front. I don't think Schwartzel saw it. Greensboro had a golden opportunity to try to score with nobody in the net. Murray was out of position. But it's not to be here for Greensboro. That's kicked away by Milton and scooped up by Crenshaw. Crenshaw lowers the shoulder there, loses his stick. Crenshaw dropped a shoulder on Milton. And it's going to go the other way. It's Piazza, slings it far side to Frazier. There's a whistle and a timeout. Taken by Brevard. 4:02 to go third quarter. Greensboro leads it 26-2 on the Greensboro College Sports Network. Every college athlete has a story to tell, and at Greensboro College, we believe no one is better equipped to tell those stories than the athletes themselves. On the Getting to Know podcast, you'll hear the who, what, when, where, why, and how of each college athlete's journey to Greensboro and how they became a member of the Pride. We talk on and off the field, influences, hobbies, goals. They scored 29 against Warren Wilson back on March 29th, 2023. So it's been a couple years since Greensboro has put this kind of offensive firepower together. And that was a 29-3 win over Warren Wilson. Going back through the record books right now, we'll let you know as Greensboro trying to attack the 30 mark. We'll let you know the last time they did that. But again, looking for their best offensive output since scoring 29 goals against Warren Wilson in 2023. Tornadoes with possession. Kayat working around Taff. Taff hacking away at him. Kayat, nice spin move, tries to get a little separation, sails that one well wide of the net. Goes out of bounds. 3:40 remaining. Eifler with it now. That shot goes wide, trying to get it around the reach of Ray. Ends up sailing it well wide, but possession again stays with the Tornadoes. Kayette with it, trying to back down Taft. Looking for a lane, still jogging back behind GLE. 30 seconds left on the shot clock. Kayette looking for separation, turns and whips that one. It hit the side of the net. Hansen goes out to get it. Hansen looking for help. Finally finds Guy Gallardi. That pass goes between Gallardi's legs. Specken trying to scoop it up, now reaching for it. It goes out of bounds. And it will be Brevard possession with Eifler. 2:40 to go in the third. Specken tries to lower the shoulder on Eifler. Eifler keeps going. There's a penalty from the far side. It's going to come on Greensboro here as we play on. Eifler working back behind GLE. Now stands behind the crease, being watched there by Gallardi. Eifler now running near side. Has it poked aside by Crenshaw. Now to Piazza. Piazza working on Byrne. Byrne and Crenshaw doing a good job just playing physical defense there on Piazza. Now turns, tries to spin around. That one poked aside. It'll go out of bounds over the end line. We're going to see what that penalty is. It's going to be an offsides on Greensboro. And Specken is going to be the one called. So 30 seconds here on the offsides. Here comes Eifler. Kayette to Piazza. That pass over to the near side. Overrun there by the Tornadoes' Dorman. Still hacking right in front of the Greensboro sideline. And Piazza comes out of that scrum with it. Now we have a whistle. And it will be Greensboro possession now. It's a turnover. Pride with it. Taft to Specken. Wood slowing things down for a moment to Schwartzel. Now back out to Wilson. Woods spin move back behind the crease. Quick pass out to Schwartzel. Schwartzel couldn't hang on to it. He swats it. And it's taken away by Dorman. Back to Murray. Murray trying to clear, long feed up ahead to Perez. Now to Frazier. Frazier being hacked by Byrne. Byrne now trying to scoop it up. It'll be Wilson that comes away with possession. DiMaggio Wilson all the way down on that pass to Woods. Woods is going to jog out, plants his feet, now works back from whence he came. Another spin move. Woods with a little bit of separation but lost possession. Now tries to just scoop it, and he does over the net and over the inline. Seth Woods, a little spin move that put him in a great spot. Unfortunately, lost possession in the process. Long feed up ahead, and that's going to go out over the inline. And that is the end of the third quarter. 15 minutes still to play. Greensboro leads at 26-2 on the Greensboro College Sports Network. Start of the fourth quarter, 26-2 your score in favor of Greensboro. 3 goals away from tying a program record. Steal, shot, save made by Murray. Murray now having a hard time clearing, finally finds a little bit of help on the far sideline. And here come the Tornadoes up the other way. There's a whistle. And it's Greensboro possession. Gallardi with it. Goes to Specken. Greensboro going to run a little bit of clock here. Pass to Wilson. Up top, 13:50 to go. Now to Gilroy. Oh, was looking to go to Kyle Sandel. It goes out of bounds, though. Perez with possession, slings it to Murray. Tornadoes have been shut out here in the second half. Murray, long pass up ahead. And now it's a foot race between Piazza and Taff. Goes out of bounds. And it's Greensboro ball. To Hansen. Hansen slings this one right over the middle. It's Byrne. Byrne, quick feed to Barry. Barry, give and go right back to Byrne. He scores! Colin Byrne, 27-2. Byrne's 5th of the year after scoring 2 against LaGrange on Saturday. That comes with 13:17 remaining in the fourth quarter. This will be Solomon and Southern again at face-off X. Southern is 5 of 31 today. Solomon is 17 of 19. They make him 18 of 20. Scoops that one up. Solomon, a little aggressive there on the pass, looking for DiMaggio Wilson, and it goes out of bounds. Perez scoops it up. And sends this one to Murray up ahead. Pass up ahead to Melton. Loose ball scooped up by Taft. Murray's having to hurry back to his position. Was pretty well out of the defensive third there for Brevard, but he is back. So too is the back line of defense, and Greensboro's going to set up on offense now. Wilson moving guys in position. 52 seconds left on the shot clock to Fonselis. Now to Seth Woods. Woods to Specken back up top to Wilson. Now to Mattoon. Haven't called his name much in the third quarter. Fonselis again. Slings it over to Wilson. Wilson couldn't catch it cleanly. It's a turnover to Frazier. Frazier loses it, now regains possession, dumps this one off to Kayat. Kayat trying to speed past DiMaggio Wilson, can't do it. Who's running with him stride for stride. And he'll reset as a couple other players run on now for the Tornadoes. Eifler domes. It's Eifler with possession far side, working around Ray. Good defense there for Ray. A couple checks on Eifler, who loses possession as he was starting to charge in on Hansen. Passes this one out, though, to Piazza. Kayat again with it now, working around Ray. Gets a little bit of separation. Oh, pass across to Eifler. Eifler was not in position to receive it, though. It goes out of bounds. 11:15 to play. .26 on the shot clock for the Tornadoes, being outshot 65-12. Kayat spins on Ray. Spins again. Slings that one low. Hansen goes down to get it. Taft thought about just unleashing one all the way down the field. Instead, we'll check up in the middle to DiMaggio Wilson. Pride 2 goals away from tying the program record for goals in a game, which is 29. Back out to Gilroy, all the way across to Specken. Now to Barry up top. Barry to Gilroy, looking for a cutting sandal. Instead, we'll find DiMaggio Wilson back out to Gilroy now. 36 on the shot clock. Barry will sling this one. That was deflected. Somebody on that back line of defense for the Tornadoes altered the trajectory of that shot. Goes out of bounds. 10 minutes on the nose left to play. Wilson, quick feed to Schwartzel, but it was an errant pass, and it goes out of bounds. Scott, Henry, and Gallardi checking back in for Greensboro. Domes being bothered there by Henry. Getting some help now. Henry's going to scoop it up. Henry's got one man to beat before the goalkeeper. The shot missed wide. Henry slams his stick down in frustration. Tornadoes on the run now. Pass over the middle, missing its mark of Frazier. Goes all the way to the crease. Hansen just flicks it all the way down to Specken. Greensboro goes into the attacking zone. Stoppage there. Looked like a non-contact injury. Number 24, Dorman, just went down, and he is waving for help. So you hate to see that, especially with nobody in the area of Dorman. We're going to take a look at him, and we will step aside with 9:04 to go. Greensboro leads at 27-2 in the Greensboro College Sports Network. Back in the action here. Dorman, good to see him walk off under his own power, testing his leg out right now on the sideline, but again, good to see him come off with little assistance. That shot by Schwartzel needed a little more assistance, missed wide. 8:46 to play. Barry. The give right over the middle. There's Gilroy. To Wilson now. Back to Gilroy. Has to go up to get that pass now to Barry. Barry trying to find a little bit of room to sling it from the left-hand side. It's Wilson. Wilson spin move. Spins again. On his tiptoes now. Back to Barry. Greensboro running some clock here. Pass there to Schwartzel. Couldn't catch it cleanly. But there to clean it up is Gilroy. 16 seconds on the shot clock. Barry going all the way across. Quick give right out in front. Good save by Murray. Scooped up by Brevard. Great job by Murray there. He's been tested time and time again. He's made some big saves today for the Tornadoes. Here's Piazza on the run, getting around Ray. Starts, stops, starts again. Ray stumbles, gives a little separation. Pass right out in front. Oh, had an open man. It was Rivers. Missed him. And the ball goes all the way to midfield where Palethorpe picks it up. Slings this one across to Wilson. Wilson couldn't catch it cleanly. Speckett had it. Slings it up in the air. And it will go to Melton of Brevard. $7:18 to play. It's going to be Greensboro possession with Palethorpe. Palethorpe trying to spin around on Perez. Now it's Justin Barry. Barry slings this one over to Wilson. Wilson tried to block it with his chest. Kind of a tough angled shot, or a tough angled pass rather, taken away by Dorman. Good to see him back out on the field. Eifler with it. We'll check there from Wilson. Wilson now a hefty thwack there. There's a shot and a score. A goal from Southern makes it 27-3. Wilson's going to get a 1-minute penalty, but the goal for Logan Southern, his first of the year. $27-3. And Southern and Solomon once again will meet at Face-Off X with 6:28 to go. Fraction there on Greensboro, which means Brevard possession. Southern slings this one across to Eifler, now to Kayat. Kayat works around Taff. Has Crenshaw behind him, though, so he's got a couple of layers he's got to work through. Loose ball, Kayat has to go get it. Now works his way in on Taff. .40 seconds on the shot clock. Southern's shot, he whiffed at it. I don't know if it was partially deflected, but Hansen will catch that balloon ball, if you will. Just kind of floated up in the air for a moment. Now Greensboro goes to the run. Long feed up ahead to Woods. Woods spin move. Nifty looking move there. And the score to go with it. Oh, a spin from Woods. Almost lost his footing. But connects, finds the back of the net. Sets a new career high with 8 goals. And Greensboro is 1 away from tying the program record. 5:27 to play. (28-3). Bodies go sprawling on that faceoff. Southern and Garcia. And Greensboro comes out of that, though, with possession. Solomon all the way to the far side. Looking for a little help now. It's Speckin. There's a shot. Sandel out in front. Now they're trying to scoop up a ground ball right in front of the crease. Bodies everywhere. Shot. Did he score? He did. A close-range shot for Greensboro. They have tied the program record of 29 goals in a game. Still trying to figure out who scored. We're getting word now it was Woods again with 9 goals today. 29-3. Greensboro has never scored 30 in a game. Is tonight the night? Scooping it up is Henry. Turnover, and looks like Henry got a little bit of a cramp. He's going to hobble off. Eifler trying to work through 3 defenders there. 4:36 to go. Obviously no drama left in terms of the game itself. It's all Greensboro, and they're going to 8-1. But a chance at setting a program record today on a cold evening here in Greensboro. There's a whistle as Eifler got hacked. Not sure who it was that got him, but it will be Brevard possession. So after today, Brevard will drop to 0-10. They will take on William Peace on Saturday. Stoppage. And Greensboro with an infraction. It will be Brevard possession. Eifler just passed the midfield line. 4 minutes to go. Hyatt jogging back behind GLE. Spin move there, Piazza on Ray. Looking for a little separation now to Eifler. Eifler with 3 shots today. 6 for Kayat, 3 for Eifler, 3 for Piazza, 2 for Southern, 1 for Dorman. Piazza sends this one out to Kayat. Pretty far down GLE. Now trying to work his way and make a little bit of headway on Taff. Right now, Riley is making life difficult for Kayat. Now he gets a little separation. Shot on Hansen. And he scores. Kayat's first of the game was interesting. Looked like Hansen was in good position. And then on the shot, Hansen almost slid out of the way a little bit or slid to the side. He might have thought that Kayat was going to try to go from one side to the other, and if he had stayed put, he probably had a better shot at actually making the save. Actually, excuse me, that's not Hansen, that's Stanley. I missed that goal change. David Stanley in goal now for Greensboro. It's 29-4. Scooped up by Garcia. Has his stick knocked out of his hand. And Byrne with possession. Byrne on the run. Byrne gives this, well, was trying to find Schwartzel, missed him. Schwartzel will run it down before getting pushed out of bounds. 2:43 to go. Greensboro has tied a program record with 29 goals. Do they have a 30th in them? Long feed up ahead, missed everybody, and Stanley will pick it up, slings it to midfield, where it rolls out of bounds. Wilson was trying to settle it. Piazza having a hard time getting into the attacking zone. Now does. He gets hacked from behind by Byrne. Low shot. Stanley makes a nice save. A tough bouncer, and Stanley read the carom perfectly. Here's Gilroy. Gilroy back to Woods. Woods has 9 goals today. Wouldn't it be fitting if he scored the 30th of the game? It's been a Seth Woods kind of night. Woods looking to just dink it off to somebody right in front. Now Wilson. Wilson back to Woods. Woods slings it back to Wilson, looking for separation again. Wilson out in front. Pass to Schwartzel. Schwartzel couldn't come up with it. Loose in front. Woods scoops it up. That was deflected. Woods picks it up again, and a save made by Murray. Big save for Murray. 1 minute to go. And a turnover. Schwartzel scoops it up. Slings it over to Woods. Woods runs in on net. Passes out in front to Wilson. Wilson scores! A new record here in Greensboro. 30 goals in a game. DiMaggio Wilson scores the record breaker. His second of the game with 53 seconds left. (30-4). Face-off won by Southern. Now has it poked away from behind. That rolls out of bounds. 42 seconds left. Solomon to Taft. Taft couldn't corral it, but he's got help back behind in the form of Woods. 30 seconds left. Another spin move for Wilson. Wilson slings it up top to Barry, 20 seconds. Greensboro slowing it down. Justin Barry going to watch the final 6 seconds tick down. A record-breaking night here in Greensboro. A program best 30 goals today as Greensboro defeats Brevard 30-4, your final score here from Pride Field today. Seth Woods leads the way with 9 goals, 7 for Mattoon, 4 for Barry, 2 each for Gilroy and Wilson, 1 for Palethorpe, Solomon, Byrne, Specken, Sandel, and Schwartzel. 7 assists for Barry, 6 for Woods, 2 each for Gilroy, Mattoon, and Wilson, 1 for Palethorpe, Byrne, Specken, and Taft. In goal today, Braden Mitchell with another win, gave up 2 goals, made 1 save. Hayden Hansen 3 saves, 1 goal allowed. Stanley 1 goal allowed and 1 save for Brevard. 4 goals, 1 each for Kayat, Eifler, Piazza, and Southern. 2 assists from Kayat and Eifler. And in goal, Murray allowed 30, made 15 saves. Brevard drops to 0-10. 0-2 in conference play. Greensboro improves to 8-1, 2-0 in conference play. Shots today go 73-17 to Greensboro, on goal 45-9. Clears 13 for the Pride, 12 for Brevard. Faceoffs go 30-6 in favor of Greensboro, as the Pride set a program record again with 30 goals tonight. What's coming up next for each team? Again, Brevard will travel to William Peace will host William Peace on Saturday. Greensboro, part of the contingent where everybody is going to Meisenheimer this weekend. Men's lacrosse taking on first place Pfeiffer, or now tied in first place with Pfeiffer, the top of the USA South. That's coming up on Saturday. Our next broadcast will be next Wednesday. Women's lacrosse at home at 4 o'clock against Pacific in a non-conference action, with a pregame show at 3:45. That'll do it for us here today on a record-setting night here at Pride Field. Greensboro erupting for 30 goals to break a program mark that was set back in 2023. Final score 30-4. Big thank you to all of our game day staff. My producer today, Sanaya Price, and our director of sports information, Stephen Weidenhouse, as well. And that will do it for us this evening. I'm Kendrick Fruits, wishing you a green and white good night. This has been a presentation of Greensboro College Men's Lacrosse on the Greensboro College Sports Network.